right, ready to go here from Miami, and Ronci Contreras on the mound tonight for the team from the Dominican Republic. Israel and the DR here in Pool D, and the starting lineup for Israel. Jock Peterson, he's had some great swings, doesn't have a whole lot to show for it in the tournament so far. Zach Geloff, big prospect for the A's. Matt Mervis. CJ Stubbs replaces his brother. Garrett Stubbs' knee just wasn't feeling right, so CJ gets his first World Baseball Classic experience. Dickerson, Valencia, Horwitz, Kelly, and Mendlinger, the lineup for Israel against the young, hard-throwing right-hander, originally signed by the Yankees, now a member of the Pirates starting rotation. Contreras getting ready.
Yeah, man, Ronci Contreras, a little bit of time in the big leagues. He's a guy that really relies on his fastball. 94, 95 as you see his ERA there at 3.79, 95 innings, 86 punchies. But you know, I think for me, his slider, his fastball, as we look at his pitch arsenal, that's going to be the determinator against a team like Israel. If he can dominate with that fastball slider combo, finish people off with that curveball down in the dirt, good things are going to happen for a team of the Dominican Republic.
So Contreras gets the ball here tonight, and we'll see how Rodney Linares wants to manage his way through this game. In terms of the pitching staff, not only having to make sure you win this game, don't look ahead as a manager, and yet make sure that you have things plotted out for what could be an all-time classic pool game tomorrow against Puerto Rico.
Can't wait. Can't wait for tonight. Can't wait for tomorrow.
Yeah, the thing about tomorrow is that it's going to be a massive game. The place is going to be unbelievable. But it's only that big if you take care of business here tonight. There's some scenarios where it would still kind of have the same stakes. But anyway, the defense for the Dominican Republic. Soto in there, that's a big story. We thought he would not play because of the limitation on back-to-back days. Those limitations apparently are gone. So Soto, Rodriguez, Jimenez in the outfield. Machado, Pena, Ketel Marte getting a chance to play here at second base. Candelario and Gary Sanchez, the catcher. First pitch of the night from Contreras to Jock Peterson is ball one. Jock, who gets victimized by the shift more than just about any other hitter, will face the shift here, and he pulls one sharply foul.
The shift has killed a lot of lefties in their careers, but you know, Jock has been able to overcome that. Obviously, we know the slugger that he is. Swag he brings with the white pearls.
And he won't have to look at that once the big league season starts. But here in the World Baseball Classic, the shift rules outlawing the shift are not in place. So we're playing by 2022 MLB rules.
I think that's going to help a lot of the left-handers.
I think he's a guy who really stands to benefit. He goes down swinging here against the off-speed pitch. So Contreras gets the strikeout to start the game.
That's a good slider. That's a sharp slider. Obviously, he threw him 3 fastballs prior to that. That slider's sharp early on and often, more than not. He likes to use, although that was a slider to the lefties, that curveball, especially with 2 strikes down on the ground, that had a little bit more of a bite. He uses the slider more on righties, but no question about it, it all starts, and we've talked about it, and we've seen these great pitchers in our tournament this year, that fastball. You got to be able to locate your fastball. If you can do that, it's a lot different than looking at that secondary stuff.
So now Zach Geloff, young player in the A's organization, arguably their best prospect. Fastball got him to swing through. It's 1-1. We haven't seen a lot from him yet, but he's got big-time tools.
He's a dude. He's a dude for the Oakland A's, and they're going to give him every opportunity to succeed.
Slider, 1-2.
The guy, though, you see him, right? You see him with the uniform on, and you say, okay, you know, there's potential here. Guy who's AA, AAA, 18 homers, 66 RBIs, 10 stolen bases in just 96 games.
In the dirt. Somehow we started this game without mentioning the fact that last night Israel did not get a base runner in 8 innings. Not officially in the record books a full perfect game, but that's essentially what it was.
Well, there's only one way to look up if your team Israel, right? That's up.
Yeah, they could use base runner though early just to make sure the thought doesn't creep in. This can't happen again. Just get that out of the way.
Well, we'll see here early and often with Contreras' fastball command. He can go up the ladder here. He can continue to use that slider like he did on Peterson. Leading off.
He went around. said the home plate umpires. Back-to-back strikeouts for Contreras.
That's what we call window pitching, where the whole at bat he was basically fastballs down and away. That slider really looked like a fastball, but had that bite going down. I think he went. It was the intent. Yeah, just couldn't hold up. Good job right there by Sanchez. Now they're having a talk. Hey, how's that slider looking? I guarantee you he's telling him, yeah, it's sharp.
First pitch swing by Matt Mervis. Foul. Another big prospect. Geloff for the A's, Mervis for the Cubs. Look at those numbers from the minor leagues last year. 36 home runs, led all of minor league baseball with 119 runs batted in. Firm, but a good changeup.
That's a good changeup right there. Where we see, you know, there's a lot of guys nowadays throwing that changeup a little bit firmer than what we used to see.
That one hit well to right field. Going back on the ball is Jimenez, and he'll make the catch in front of the wall. Maybe just enough topspin to keep it in the ballpark. Close. 0-0 in the first. Sunset time in South Florida. Another beautiful day here. And the Dominican Republic will come up in the bottom of the first. Soto in there. We told you about that. Rodriguez, Manny Machado, who went 2 for 5. That didn't really tell the whole story. He hit the ball on the button every single time up there. Devers, Jimenez, Ketel Marte, switch hitter, talented hitter. He's in the lineup for the first time in this tournament. Jeremy Pena, Candelario, and Gary Sanchez rounding out the lineup. So quite a test for the 4th youngest pitcher to ever start a game in the World Baseball Classic. He's only 19 years old, Jacob Steinmetz.
Well, he's got his work cut out for him with opponent offense, but I look forward to watching him. This is a huge test for his young career. This guy's going to have a really good day. If he wants to have a good day, he's got to get the first guy out and then move on from there. But it's a guy with a low 90s fastball, a really good curveball. I mean, he's able to spin that curveball up to 2,800 RPMs, which for me, that's better than average. We're going to see how he is with his command, but overall, I think this guy's, he's looking forward to this start.
Got the low strike there. Juan Soto, I think if you just let Juan call the balls and strikes, he'd probably be right about 100%. He has swung the bat so well.
Could have been there in the first game.
World Baseball Classic. Fastball, 1-2. And look at Soto, look at Steinmetz.
Yeah.
A little sign of respect.
Yeah.
Okay, you got that, huh?
Well, right away, one of the things I'm seeing is he's got that zip on his fastball. He's got a good body.
1-2.
And the future's bright. This young man right here.
He had kind of a rough entry into professional baseball last year in the Complex League in Arizona. He was so young and just getting his feet wet. It did not go well, but the Arizona Diamondbacks still really believe in this guy. Outside, so a full count now to Soto. 3-2.
Very simple delivery too. Not much action, not much, you know, arms and legs coming at you. Little Roy Oswalt, little Garrett Cole kind of feel, just very slow delivery, and then boom, comes right at you.
3-2. Soto to left field and not deep. Kind of a bloop, hustling in, making a dive and not catching it. Horwitz couldn't get it. Soto trying for second, and he's in there. Seems to be moving just fine, Juan Soto.
Yeah, he seems to be moving just fine. Good hitters get rewarded when they're trying to let the ball travel. That's all he was trying to do with 2 strikes. I think he was respecting that curveball, trying to sneak a fastball right there. This time it's not much he can do. Sometimes I wish outfielders, when they go feet first, I wish they went head first. You know, if you're going feet first, you know, you go head first. That's an extra 2 feet you're covering.
A little wry smile from Jacob Steinmetz. So now Julio Rodriguez, he takes one that zips upstairs. Ball 1.
About Soto, 5 hits, 4 extra bases in this tournament.
The calf issue seems to be in the past entirely, because the last couple of games he's really moved well.
Well, this is the guy I have my eyes on which prior to that I want to see Soto run. Let's see how he's feeling with that calf. He looks good. He looks just fine. There's that smile. We were talking to Julio. I was talking to him earlier. Say, how you feeling, big boy? He says, I feel fantastic. I think I'm ready for a big night. I think his moment's going to come today. You know, talking about little hitting stuff, having space, having time. You say those right things for a hitter. Having space, having time. Good things are going to happen.
On the ground, and a nice backhand stab by Mervis. He'll take it to the bag himself. Soto goes to third. There's the first out. You know, the defense for Israel hasn't been quite as solid as I think they would have hoped. Horwitz, Jock Peterson, Alex Dickerson. That's the outfield. Mendlinger, Kelly, Geloff, and Mervis on the infield with C.J. Stubbs. Again, an injury replacement, replacing his brother doing the catching. Hello, I'm CJ.
Good.
I'm new to this tournament. I brought my Astros chest protector with me.
That's great.
Doesn't have the Team Israel gear yet. Just got here. Manny Machado, first pitch swing. Foul ball. Out of play. These are the at-bats that have really vexed Team Dominican Republic in this tournament.
Yeah, right here is just simplicity, trying to get a pitch up in the zone. Infield's in, got a little shift on him. At times when you become a hitter, all of a sudden it happens naturally, organically, to become a slugger. A mistake will lead you to slug. A good pitch will lead you to be a good hitter.
Infield in, plus the shift is on. Check swing foul.
Let's check out yesterday's swings for Manny Machado in his StatCast. We talk about the extensions that he had, pure barrels that he had, a lot of distance covered. He got rewarded going to right center on a solo homer, then hitting that double down the line. But sure enough, good swings for him using all parts of the field.
Now he's got a fight here, down 0-2. And he strikes out swinging. Real tight, well-thrown slider.
That's a good slider right there. It's got bite. It was tight. You got the two fastballs to hit. Couldn't do much with it. Then you get the nasty, the slider. Well located, down and away. Not much you can do right there if you're Manning.
That's pretty impressive. Jacob Steinmetz, 19 years old, just struck out one of the best hitters in the world. Now he'll face another one, Rafael Devers. That changeup floated outside, ball one. Relaxes the defense with 2 down. Infield can play back. They have a shift on, but not the massive overshift. Ty Kelly's still on the shortstop side of the bag.
Well, 2-out knocks, 2-out ribbies are very important for a team like Dominican. If they want to move on, if they want to have that mojo, it deteriorates a team, especially an underdog team, when you get those 2 outs. You're so close. And then that hit and that run scores, and it's just demoralizing. But for the Dominican team, you want to make sure you get a good pitch here if you're Devers.
Not close. 3-0. So 3 big misses from Steinmetz.
No, I would like to give him the green light early on. I know it's a huge gamble, but you can tell for the right-handers, they've had a tough time with those sliders.
You got a right-hander due up next, so you could be thinking this is our guy. This is our best shot. Ball 4. And so even if he had the green light, he wasn't going to swing at that one. I think it is a sign of respect, the stuff that Steinmetz is showing. Everybody's seeing this guy for the very first time. Some of the best hitters in the world going, oh, okay, kid. Got a little something there.
Yeah.
The other thing about Jacob Steinmetz, he was the first Orthodox Jew to be drafted by a major league organization in history.
Wow.
When he got picked in 2021. So he was, in his own way, a pioneer. Now, time. We're going to have a meeting on the mound. It's a big deal whenever anybody gets drafted, but it was a particularly big deal for Jacob. The phone was ringing. Friends and family thought, does that mean what we think it means? And the pick got announced. And everybody was happy.
That's great. Oh, yeah. Good memories right there. He'll remember that forever.
Towering over all his friends, by the way. Ball one after the meeting. That one not close.
That's awesome. You know, he's got the size. He's got the room to fill out. Future's bright for Jacob. We'll talk about another guy who's filled out, Elo Jimenez, but he looks great. I mean, he looks thin.
And he just punished that pitch. Base hit left field. That'll score the first run of the game. Soto is in. 1-0 Dominican Republic.
Well, similar to yesterday's game, Elo Jimenez got started on the board with the base hit up the middle. Tonight, he gets that fastball and absolutely hammers it. A pitch up in the zone. We know Jacob hasn't made many mistakes in the first inning, but this pitch right here was definitely a mistake. Up in the zone, Elo Jimenez, a really good fastball hitter, just doesn't miss it. And you talk about a hard hit ball, look at this divot. Boom! That's a rocket.
One of the strongest guys in the big leagues.
He looks great too. He's thinned out. Looks great in the outfield, running well. One of the biggest things about him was, making sure he can play the outfield. But I don't see any problems. He looks fantastic. Probably the best I've ever seen him.
First we've seen of Ketel Marte in the World Baseball Classic. Switch hitter, batting left-handed. Getting a chance to play here tonight. 1 ball, 1 strike to count to Marte. Juan Soto sharing a little info with Marte before he came to the plate.
That's going to be big communication, especially on a guy like Jacobs. Spins the ball well, good sliders, good curveball. Just like that right there. He's got windows now. I mean, he can go sliders down, he can go up in the zone. If you look at the splits, it's 2019 for Marte.
19 was his monster year. Since then, the numbers have come down. A lot of that has been from this side of the plate. He's still a really good hitter as a right-handed hitter, but from the left side, his numbers have come way down.
Tell you what, though, he can turn on any fastball in the game. You try to sneak the cheese, and it is short. I mean, it's a hammer coming down on that ball.
2-2.
First World Baseball Classic appearance. I'm sure he's super excited. First start wearing those colors.
Yeah, you get two ends of the spectrum. Marte's been around for a while, has had great success at the highest level, but he's probably feeling similarly to Steinmetz. It's his first chance to play in this event. Okay, he doesn't look that stressed. Uh-oh, look who came back tonight.
The plátano. Like Dominicans, they say, que lo que con que lo que.
He's Mr. Pop. Even the vendors are taking pictures with him. On the ground to first. Mervis has it. He'll feed Steinmetz for the out. And I think all things considered, Jacob Steinmetz got through it. Only the 1 run allowed. Israel comes up in inning number 2, and C.J. Stubbs will get his first at bat in a World Baseball Classic game. This was a few years ago. His older brother welcoming him to professional baseball. Now that's a cool picture.
That sure is.
And of course, here tonight, C.J. I mean, it's great that C.J. gets a chance. Unfortunately, he's replacing his older brother on this roster, Garrett Stubbs, who was the hero in Game 1. With the big hit to help Israel get a win, and his knee just kind of was barking, so he decided to shut it down. And his Younger brother has taken his spot.
Well, the good thing, the Houston Astros are not too far away from Lone Depot Park, so it was a short drive, and I'm sure he was very excited to get up here, to get down here.
And CJ, he's the little brother, but he's the bigger brother. I mean, Garrett is for a catcher at least, is smaller in stature. CJ's big boy. Might like to see that pitch again.
That was a little mistake, hanging curveball right there.
He had 21 home runs in the minor leagues last year. He's got big natural power.
Heads up.
Oh. Just in case he wasn't already into this game. Got him. Third strikeout already for Contreras.
Little spinning slider right there. Little slurve, I would like to call. A little mix of the curveball and the slider. The location wasn't ideal, but it was one of those where if your stubs, you're kind of caught in between, waiting for the downward angle on it. It just kind of stays up on you.
So now Alex Dickerson, who's got a track record of some success at the big league level.
It's not a fastball that Dickerson doesn't like.
He can hit the fastball. Whipped that one foul. That was the changeup at 90 miles an hour.
He's done his report. Yeah, he's a guy that's very short to the baseball. Loves the high cheese. Hits breaking balls for mistakes a long ways.
It's out of play. You think of the history of the San Francisco Giants, going all the way back to Mel Ott, Willie Mays, Willie McCovey, Barry Bonds, Will Clark. There's a lot of great hitters. Most total bases in a single game in Giants history. That guy right there. Tied with Willie Mays, but still.
Wonder if they gave him all the bases. Take home.
I think the answer is no.
I mean, how cool would that be, though, right? You know what? I want all the bases.
Here's 16 bases. Mount them on your wall.
Hey, I'm telling you, I got a few bases at home. Uh-oh.
Backdoor breaking ball, strike three.
Yeah, that's a good backdoor slider right there. Misses fastballs early in the at-bat, but got to give credit to Contreras right now. Looks like he's got everything working. He's got that curveball. He's got that slider. That hard changeup has been a good one, too, to the left-handers. But yeah, he's feeling a little shake right there with his shoulders.
Well, Israel needs, they need a base runner. They didn't get one last night. Here's Danny Valencia. Right down the middle, strike one. Hits, a lot of power in his big league career. But he's taking two fastballs and he's behind 0-2.
And wasting no time in Contreras.
He wants to go.
That little slider. Likes to throw a harder one off of that. And can also kind of challenge him with fastballs up. He's taken two of them already. That's what he's been doing to everybody, throwing those sliders to finish him off. There it is.
Gary Sanchez wants another one. Valencia, good take.
All right, now you've sped him up. Now you kind of have his sights going out there. You can speed him up now with a heater up. I mean, it's kind of where you would want to go. Got to make sure you get it up.
Up the middle and backhanded. Marte throws him out. So more frustration for Israel. That's 31 straight Israeli hitters who made it out. Middle of the second, 1-0. That's the list. Jeremy Pena, rookie last year to do it. So even more amazing that He joined that elite company in his rookie year. And his true rookie year, he made his debut at the beginning of last year.
Yeah, it's impressive, all right. And I mean, what he did in the postseason was nothing short of greatness. I mean, for a rookie to do all the things he did, you know, the Houston Astros were leaning on so many other guys, and as a rookie to kind of be that guy they were leaning on towards the end of the postseason was incredible, remarkable.
Yeah, all the stuff you do offensively, but then to be the anchor defensively, you're the shortstop of a team that's going to win the World Series. He hit 4 home runs in the postseason, hit 345.
Total pro.
Replaced Carlos Correa, one of the greats. Steinmetz strikes him out, though.
That's a good slider right there. It's a good spin rate too. And we get a little bit on the analytical department of spin rate shortly here, but that's a good one down and away. We talk about what Jacob Steinmetz has been doing. He reminds you in the numbers wise like Pablo Lopez. We saw Pablo Lopez have an outstanding outing here a couple days ago. So his fastball for Pablo Lopez is 93.5. His RPMs are about 2100, 2197. For Jacob today is 93.9 in the fastball and 2206 for the RPM. So it's very similar to as that slider. He's throwing that slider at about 2400 RPMs. Pablo Lopez about 2400 as well. So when these hitters are going to look and talk in the dugout, they're going to be saying, hey, it feels like a Pablo Lopez type of feel. When you talk about numbers right now with analytics and these hitters taking advantage of it, when you don't see a guy and you get to use the numbers to dictate what a guy kind of feels like or looks like, what type of pitch. You know, a lot of times I would tell my hitting coach, okay, with the numbers, who does he remind you of? Somebody that I face, and he'll say, you know, so and so, and I'll be like, okay, now I have a mental approach at 2:30, 3 o'clock to get ready for this guy. It's thinking, okay, his slider kind of breaks like Kluber's, his fastball kind of runs like Chapman's. So whatever the case may be, you get more of an idea as a hitter to go attack a guy like Jacob that you've never seen.
He just walked Candelario, the 8th place hitter, on 4 pitches. We'll see how long he's in this game. Israel's got 2 pitchers, Andrew Gross, Evan Kravitz, both up in the bullpen. So Ian Kinsler, I'm sure he'd love to get this full inning out of his young starter. Very accomplished player, Ian Kinsler.
Oh yeah.
Never managed before until this tournament.
And has played in some big games.
Including in the World Baseball Classic. Gary Sanchez hitting in the 9th spot for the Dominican team. Big power. Steinmetz has got to find the strike zone again. As he does with that sort of curveball slider hybrid pitch. Yeah.
See the shift right there. I expect a lot of sliders down and away. Beaters will be up in the zone or even to crowd them. More sliders than not.
2-1. Now, so many pitchers, and it's completely understandable in this tournament, are on restrictions, not just the pitch limit rules built for player safety in this World Baseball Classic, also from their organizations. You would think, especially a 19-year-old,
oh yeah,
probably some
no question about it,
pretty definitive rules about how Israel's allowed to use it. Teams are very protective of their teenage pitchers. Old foul. 2-2.
A lot of times as a young kid in the big leagues, I got taught, Miguel Cairo, hey, watch the scoreboard. A lot of times that's going to dictate what they're going to throw you. Well, if we look at it here, it's 1 out, 2-2 count, men on first, and look at the shift. The shift is set up for a rollover right now. They haven't really changed it even with 2 strikes. They're looking for that double play. They're going to try to ambush you on something you can hit.
Fastball, strike 3.
That's a good pitch right there. Too close to take for Gary. It's got that ride too. So that's the thing about that 4-seamer. It's got ride. Where you think it's going to go down on you, it just picks up and elevates on you. That's a good pitch. That's a good four-seamer right there. We talked about the RPMs. You know, well over 2,100 RPMs. That's elite. He should be very proud.
He should be. He really did a good. You could read Ian Kinsler's lips. Good job.
Take it in, kid. Take it in.
Coming out of the game, pitching change. Back right after this. Well, that's an experience for Jacob Steinmetz that he'll never forget. It wasn't perfect. He was a little wild, a couple of walks, but he's 19 years old, one of the youngest pitchers ever to start a game in the World Baseball Classic. He is responsible for the runner at first. He got 3 strikeouts. And you look, he's excited about how he performed on the big stage. He should be.
He should be. Well, one time through the lineup, he should be absolutely ecstatic. You know, a big league lineup full of absolute all-stars.
Correct. Yeah, not just even a regular old big league lineup. This is an all-star team. But I would imagine it was the pitch count that got him. So now Evan Kravitz, the left-hander, comes in with Soto and 2 outs. So his job will be to try to get through Soto. Evan pitched in A and AA ball last year.
That was a 5th rounder in the 2019 draft by the Reds out of Rice University. We know the powerhouse that Rice University brings. Has always brought 2 with elite big leaguers.
And pretty good strikeout numbers in the minor leagues. 1-0 Dominican leads. Outside ball 1 to Soto. He is feeling frisky. And taking pitches, hopping up and down, staring back at the pitcher. Yeah, that's when you know things are going well for Juan Soto.
Oh yeah.
And the numbers tell you that as well. He's 5 for 10.
He's got that shuffle. He's got that look and that stare.
He does.
Oh man,
he's got it all going right now.
I love about Soto too. He'll have a conversation with you if you're the catcher. I mean, he'll play the mind game too.
At 2-0. Just outside. 3-0. Nobody takes a pitch with more style. Nobody.
I would think he's taking here. Left on left. Hasn't thrown a strike. He was swinging.
He was. And it's not the worst thing. You try to check and you don't check. It's just a strike.
I think Kravitz knew, hey, I'm not going to give this guy anything. You never know here. He's swinging the bat too good. They might unleash him.
3-1 fastball. Now the count is full. 3-2. Now Soto needs to have a meeting with himself. Spreads out more with 2 strikes. Has always done that.
Comes a little bit more hands-ier, trusting his eyes.
3-2. Runner goes. Strike 3 called. What a job by Kravitz.
It's a good pitch.
Really good pitch. Still 1-0. From Miami, great site for the World Baseball Classic. One more day after tonight in Pool D, which is the loaded pool in this tournament. In the first round, the Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, Venezuela, Israel, Nicaragua fought hard. Even though they didn't win a game, their tournament is over.
A lot to be proud of if you're Nicaragua, though, in that country.
Spencer Horwitz leads off for Israel. 31 consecutive plate appearances for this offense without reaching base. Longest streak in the history of the World Baseball Classic. They got to get that streak ended. Maybe Horwitz can be the guy. He had one of the big hits in their first game win. Prospect in the Blue Jays system. And he jumps ahead 2-1. I mean, don't you think it's just even just a base runner might help everybody relax a little?
I think they're definitely pressing right now.
Because they have some good hits. This is not a lineup without talent. This is not a lineup that doesn't have some players with big league and minor league track record.
they've also ran into a De Leon and, you know,
some really good pitching.
who I still think pitchers right now are way ahead of the hitters.
Yeah, this time of year, hitters trying to get the timing, see some pitches.
Yeah, you know, here's the thing about the pitchers, right? You can throw, you know, 6 more bullpens, extra bullpens in the offseason. Well, that will help you, right? As a hitter, there is nothing like game speed.
On the ground and past the dive of Machado. So there you go. And look at the dugout for Israel. They're pumped. They needed it.
Sure did. See that fastball right there, side of the reach of Manny. It's a good piece of hitting, though. Staying short with the baseball, not trying to do too much. The only thing he didn't want to do was strike out in that situation right there.
So for me, you're the former player, I'm not. But for me, okay, now we can just go compete. Yeah, that's over with. Now. Just go play ball.
Well, baseball instincts happen now, right? You're not really overthinking things.
Ty Kelly takes a ball.
You know, now the game takes is I guess its approach. Whatever the approach is going to be by Kinsler, or even just the player in itself, but the routine is the same now. It's a rhythm game.
Ty Kelly has that interesting routine. He keeps his bottom hand off the bat until the very last moment. Sort of holds the bat one-handed. Once he gets in position.
A lot of times left-handers, they tend to overgrip that bottom hand, and what happens with that is lose sight of the barrel. The barrel tends to drop a little bit, get to be underneath the baseball. That's more of a gimmick to himself, saying, okay, top hand, get on top of it, get on top of it, get on top of the ball. All right, here we go, we're ready. You know, whatever works and whatever feel you have. You know, sometimes I felt like I was very steep. You know, I was very steep to the baseball. When I would look at video, I was flatter than flat, right? And that was just a feel. All hitting is a feel. There's nothing more to it. I mean, that's the thing about basketball. You can take 1,000 shots, but more than not, you're going to be pretty good at making those shots. If you're taking 1,000, you can take 1,000 swings and still go 0 for 20.
Kelly on the ground to second. That's one. Throw to first, not in time. Kelly fast enough.
Oh, he's fast
to stay out of the double play. So just the one out. They cut down the lead runner. Good transition by Pena, just not enough opportunity. Close. So Ty Kelly, you saw those numbers, flashed them up on the screen. That is a lot of games played he's had in his career. That's a guy who loves baseball. Not a ton of major league time. A huge number of games played in the minor leagues. So now we get a visit with the 9th place hitter coming up. Dominican has the bullpen going. I think it's Genesis Cabrera, the left-hander, who is warming up. And who knows, with Jock Peterson due up next, maybe the visit is just, okay, kid, this is your last guy. Just let it all hang out.
I guarantee you he was telling him, hey, even in Spanish, tenemos que tirar muchos strikes. Coge la bola, tira strike. We need to throw a lot of strikes. Get the ball and throw strikes. Pound strikes right now. You got 40 pitches.
Mendlinger, left-handed hitter. So we'll see if he does just that. Mendlinger goes after the first pitch. Fly ball left field. Carrying fairly well. Soto, 2 down. So that's a 1-pitch out.
Objective hurt.
And Rodney Linares is on his way out. And look, Jock Peterson's kind of the guy. Now, it might be a pitch limit. Could purely be just a pitch limit. But you also, Jock is the one guy in this lineup that you really circle. It's just a 1-run lead. You might also be a little strategy here. Make sure you get a lefty against a great slugger. So a pitching change for the Dominican. 1-0. They lead. We'll be back right after this. Ronzi Contreras pitched well tonight. Into the third inning. Gave up just the 1 hit, 4 strikeouts.
I thought he was phenomenal. Obviously, early on, we realized that slider was going to be the denominating pitch to get these guys out. But started with the fastball up in the zone. He threw some really good changeups, especially to that guy Dickerson early in the at-bat. And finishing him off with that nasty slider. But overall, just a really good start. 41 pitches, 4 strikeouts. I thought it was an outstanding one. And they're going to need a lot from him if they want to move on into the next round. There is a question with this Dominican team about the depth of starting pitching. They got a lot of talent in the bullpen, and this is Cabrera, part of that. Big time stuff from the left side. Wasn't quite as good of a year for him last year with the Cardinals. Yeah, he's a guy with a power arm, 96, 97. Talk about that curveball. He also likes to throw 4-2, 39 games. Biggest question mark for him is the walks. He got 44 innings and 20 walks. That's a little bit too high for me. Usually when I'm looking at stats and I don't have much information on a guy, I just look at his numbers. 44 innings with 20 walks. That's a little bit of an erratic style of pitching. So you're a jock here, you want to be patient, but you know, it's that patient aggressiveness, right? I haven't seen the guy in some time, I'm sure.
Well, Jock takes a strike. There might not be a hitter in baseball with more of a difference between facing right-handed pitching and left-handed pitching. Jock's 1 for 7 in the World Baseball Classic so far, and he almost never faces lefties because of that split. Ball gets away though to the backstop. Ty Kelly with all of his speed. Tying run is now in scoring position.
Not much Gary can do with that pitch right there. I mean, pitch was well over the other side of the batter's box.
He tried.
Yeah, that's a hand with him right there. More than not, you try, but.
And to me, that's an example of these catchers now. Almost everybody does it. Go into the 1 knee down ball framing position. But for ball blocking, if it comes right to you, you can still block just fine. Right. Side to side, though, on a pitch like that, you basically have no chance.
I agree.
No chance. And maybe if you're in the standard catcher squat, you have no chance on that one.
I don't think he had a shot on that one.
So a quick visit to go over the signs with the runner in scoring position now.
I've been saying, you know, 2 sliders in a row right there. A lot of the times you call fastball for 2 sliders and it's coming up and in on you. You got to be careful.
It did. 2-1.
Heads up. So what I used to do is, you know, I see 2 sliders, I kind of really just not think about anything inside. So I'm not a sucker for it. You know, if you see the splits there.
I mean, that's 158 career home runs against righties. That's
insane.
13 against lefties.
Wow.
That is a big difference.
It is.
It's that one to left field. Soto coming over toward the line. Still coming over, and he gets there to make the catch. So Cabrera gets through Jock Peterson. 3rd inning, 1-0 Dominican Republic.
Let's take a look at the pitch sequence against Soto. I mean, it was pretty good. Slider, slider, another slider. Gets him all the way to 3-0, and then you get that check swing. I think that was the most important pitch right there. That 3-0 kind of got Soto off his timing, and then after that, Kravitz went to work, making him look foolish.
Great job by him. And they are minor league numbers, but the strikeouts per 9 innings, both years, really good.
Very good.
And a guy who's not going to blow you over with the radar readings, but he's piling up the strikeouts. You don't see a swing like that from Julio Rodriguez very often.
It's late. Gets on you. He's 6'8", so that 90-91 kind of looks like 96-97. You know, that breaking ball kind of looks a little sharper.
in Miami. Does that make you feel like he's part of the brotherhood?
Well, you gotta go to the U for that.
Rice, that doesn't count.
No, Rice definitely doesn't count.
We'll count 3 and 2.
I remember watching Chris Young, and he was 6'9", and his fastball was 90 to 91. But when you faced him, it felt like you were 96, 97 coming at you.
3-2. Rodriguez, healthy rip.
Chris Young, the president for the Texas Rangers.
He was 6'10",
6'10",
something like that.
And he played basketball. I mean, this guy, you can just look at him on the mound. I'm like, oh my goodness, he's gonna tickle me before he throws the pitch. That's how big he was. He was right on top of you as soon as he delivered it. I'm sure that's what the hitters are facing right now with Kravitz.
Struck him out with the breaking ball.
That's a good changeup right there. He really fooled him. He was up the ladder. He used some sliders, back footers, then finished him off with that changeup. I mean, that's pretty good right there. You see that slider, that spin over. That's a good one right there. He made Julio a couple swings look foolish.
So now Machado struck out his first time up. Dominican Republic scored in the first inning. They lead 1-0. A game where you figure they're the heavy favorites to win, but as we've seen in this Pool D, there's just a lot of good players, even on the quote underdog teams.
Yeah.
Both Israel and Nicaragua have made it hard on the powerhouse teams in this pool.
You talk about Kravitz being a Miami guy. Went to Gulliver High School. Big powerhouse in baseball.
Yeah, big time. Machado deep and gone up onto the patio.
Honey, que lo que, con que lo que. He had his plátanos today.
.437 feet. Wow.
Second homer in as many days. Boy, that swing was beautiful. You talk about a guy who can absolutely cover the fastball. Well, they try to kind of fool him with a little breaking ball. We know what he did in 2022 with breaking balls. Just led the league in slugging on him. Well, World Baseball Classic, I will be careful throwing in more curveballs and breaking balls. We'll be ready.
That was big fly.
You see the swing here, a little baby slider. Oh man, one-hand finish, lean on that.
I mean, maybe those Dominican fans up on that patio, that balcony, you had to be a real optimist to think, yeah, we could get a ball up here.
That's where Giancarlo Stanton used to hit him.
Yeah. Devers down the left field line, slicing foul.
Let's take a look at how far and how hard Manny hit this. As soon as it left his bat, and it just sounded different, exploded off his bat. He gets that curtain call right there. Yeah, he's home. He's in Miami.
And he gets to wear the presidential sash.
Oh,
base hit.
Look at that.
Beat the shift. Devers.
Carita. That's pretty right there. You get that breaking ball, you see it as deep as possible, left on left. Look how he takes this, kind of takes it out of the catcher's mitt. Right at the last second, head down, two-hand finish. That's exactly how you teach your kids.
So Evan Kravitz is going to come out of the game. You got a right-handed hitter and then a switch hitter coming up. Israel trying to hang around, now down 2-0, making the pitching change. One swing of the bat and it has lit up this Dominican crowd once again. They've been into it the whole way, but a quiet inning or so, and it got loud when Manny Machado hit one 440 feet. And now he's just posing.
How about Manny's new batting practice bat? It's got the Clásico Mundial, World Baseball Classic logo on it. Got the MY13 logo. Pretty cool, 34 inches by 33 ounces. A little heavier than normal.
It's a little special BP bat for the World Baseball Classic. Eloy Jimenez first pitch swing against the new pitcher Andrew Gross. Fouled away off to the right. Another guy who pitched A ball and AA last year. Not quite the same kind of strikeout numbers as Evan Kravitz. 26 years old in the Rays organization.
I was seeing pitched in the Puerto Rican Winter League with my out west. It's always a good league over there. They revamped that league completely.
But he didn't pitch for Daddy Yankees team.
He did not. It's your guy.
Yeah, it's my guy. Santurce, is that his team?
Santurce. Santurce. Los Cangrejeros.
Okay. See, I'm getting up to speed. That's my guy now.
Little Cuban coffee before the game.
Oh boy.
Oh.
Cafecito.
He's ready.
What's next on my South Florida list?
South Beach. South Beach, man. Trip to South Beach.
Tomorrow night. We have the day off on Thursday.
Yeah.
Oh, pickoff play, almost.
That's a quick one. Julio Borbon right there.
Israel's going to get on the phone with the video room.
Take a look right there. Oh, he got him leading. Ooh.
Real close.
Now they're going to go and check this out.
Yeah. They're asking for a review.
You know, I think they're going to call him out.
That was a good move.
I want to see that. I want to see that again from the back, from the dugout angle. I think he really got him on that wrist, on the bicep side. You see the slow-mo. Oh, that's a little too close.
Really close. I just can't tell if that finger got there at the exact moment tag was put on.
That's a good tag too. That's a hard tag right down.
Were you a good tagger?
I had to talk to the pitchers in spring training, and there was a kind of a formula of where I wanted the ball. Well, the ball is always faster than the runner, no question about it. But I kind of the ball a little bit. I wanted the ball to be a little bit away from me, to my right side shoulder, so I can just grab it and go straight down with it. See, it's not, as a pitcher, it's not about hitting the first baseman. It's about throwing the perfect ball towards the runner. It's a timing play.
I don't know if they have enough evidence, but I think he might be out.
I think he might be out as well.
They
called him safe.
I think the call stands. That's Andy Fletcher, the crew chief. It was really, really, really close. I think Devers knows. You see that look on his face? I think he knows he got away with one.
Arita knows.
He knows.
Says, okay, play ball.
0-2. Jimenez pulls one. Foul. Not by much.
I'm a betting man. Eloy Jimenez is going to have an incredible year. I know he's in a pickle right now with a tough right-hander. But this is how close this ball was to becoming fair.
Definitely foul, though.
He's looked really good so far in this tournament.
He does. He's in great shape, as you said. He's got to stay healthy, too. He's had a lot of nagging injuries.
But I think him being in this good of a shape is going to really propel him for a big full year ahead of him.
We got a parade.
When don't we have a parade here at the World Baseball Classic? That's the question.
Breaking ball strikes out Jimenez. That's out number 2. Can you imagine the scene tomorrow night? The final game of this pool is going to be Puerto Rico and the Dominican. the two fan bases. I mean, Venezuela, all the fan bases have tons of enthusiasm, but the two fan bases with just massive numbers of people here. Marte into the gap in left center field, and that's going to split the gap. One hop, two hops up against the wall. Devers rumbling around third, and he will score. Ketel Marte with a double. It's 3-0.
That's got to be a special moment for Marte. His first World Baseball Classic. The festival continues. Oh, it's a carnival with everything. All the drums, all the saxophones. Well, he went singing there. There's not a fastball that Marte doesn't like, especially off a submariner. Sees it as deep as possible. Connection at its finest. And once he hits it, everybody's running. Like that. Talk about a signature moment for a player who's playing in his first World Baseball Classic. May have found his right here.
Now Pena trying to add to the lead. 3-0. Looking for more. Strike. No. Ball one. Wait for the umpire. His call is the one that actually counts. 1-1. Sometimes I have to remind myself. Let the umpire do his job.
You know, we talk about the electricity here in the stadium, but last night with Puerto Rico and the electricity they had throughout the whole game, that was awesome. I mean,
and just amp that up for tomorrow, because look, it would be that way no matter what the stakes, right? But almost certainly it's going to be winner advances to the quarterfinals, loser is done.
That's right. No, for me, it doesn't matter who wins or loses. It's just the energy that I want to feel when I'm in here. That's the best part. It's going to be, everybody's been talking about this pool, the experience of the event, the experience of both of these teams going at it. Oh, I can't wait.
Players, fans, broadcasters, everybody. It's just, there's nothing like it.
A lot of bragging rights with teammates.
And in this city, with these fans, it's just, it's incredible. Tomorrow night, do not miss it. But stay with us tonight too. Three, 2.
Oh, it's the beauty of this stadium and this event, right? It's all these fans. They know the moment. I mean, they know when it's a big pitch. They know when it's a big part of the game.
Time. I don't say this lightly. You and I both been there for World Series games, sevens. Tomorrow night will feel like a World Series game.
Absolutely. The pre and the post and during the game.
3-2.
That's a good at bat.
Ball 4. Yeah, Pena. Oh, draws the walk.
Submarine right-hander right there, bearing down sliders on him. He swung at the right ones, took the even tougher ones. The mound visit here.
Just gives everybody a chance to work on the moves.
That should be next for us.
Oh, really?
I'll teach you a little two-step.
Uh-huh.
Little bachata, little salsa.
Go from cafecito to salsa. I'll learn how to play. I could definitely play that instrument. I don't know if I could do the hips, but I can play the instrument.
You bring your glove, but more than not, I think it's a 50-50 share of bringing your instrument from home.
I agree.
Whatever you can make noise with.
Ball one to Candelario.
And I've seen pans. I've seen it all.
Anything could be an instrument.
Maracas, everything.
Candelario walked his first time up, 2 on 2 out here. 2 runs already in the inning. Top that one foul.
One thing about Candelario here facing the Submariner is you got to see him up. Everything up is in play. Got to try to see him deep. Foul balls need to be to the left side of the field. No rollovers. Obviously very, very hard to do.
Long inning out of the field for the Israel defense. 2-1.
Biggest thing though is to get a strike. If you get a strike, then you can go to work.
Not close. Right now, Andrew Gross just does not really know where the ball's going.
Just trying to be perfect. Let the action of his sinker work. Let that slider do the sliding. Don't try to overthrow it. Don't try to overdo it.
Good hitters count here, 3-1. On the ground toward the middle. Geloff backhands and knows he has no play at first. Bases are loaded.
Doesn't have to be squared up to get lucky. Good hitters find a way. You see it here right off the end of the bat with that sinker. Well, Groves made the right pitch, in the right spot. See that action of that two-seamer running away from Candelario. Fortunately, there was just nobody there.
Sometimes you make a good pitch and you don't get rewarded. So now Gary Sanchez, bases loaded, 2 down, chance to blow this game open. Ball 1. Falling behind almost everybody.
I see Gary at his best. That leg kick is slow, soft, and quiet.
He runs into one. It can go a long way. On the ground towards short. Diving stab. The throw, the pick. Got him at first. What a play. Beautiful on both ends. Geloff on the shift, and then the first baseman, Mervis. No shift could have stopped that one. 440 feet off the bat of Machado. It's 3-0. Oh, see, now we're just teasing me. So you said I gotta get with it down on South Beach.
Hey,
get up to speed with the crowd down there.
That's how the traffic flows as well. I gotta warn you with that.
I like to ride my bike. Can I ride my bike over there?
Absolutely.
As if I wouldn't stand out enough. Who doesn't love South Beach? It's the best. Zach Geloff takes a good healthy cut against Cabrera. 4th inning, 3-0 Dominican Republic leading.
Well, if you're Cabrera right here, all you want to do is pound strikes. You want to get back on the offensive side, but if you're Israel, you want to go to work.
Got to get it going.
It's got to start now.
It does.
Especially with the top of the order right now.
Yeah, you got big hitters lined up.
You want to. It's about that time now.
And And for Zach Geloff, we all know how talented he is, but he hadn't had a hit yet in this tournament. On the ground to third. Wrong guy to hit it to. Machado throws him out.
There's a lot of guys around this infield that you can say wrong guy to hit it to, but you talk about Manny and his accolades. Obviously a platinum glove. He's as good as Nolan Arenado's and Diedron Beltre's, and you can go around and talk about the history of the Gold Gloves, but there's a lot of good ones here, and there's a lot of good ones in this tournament.
It's an era of some great defensive third basemen in the game right now. And Arenado, look, it's hard to beat Nolan Arenado, one of the all-time greats. Machado is too. Matt Mervis swings. It's 1-1. Infield arm, just arm. I'm going Manny. I mean, he's got all the other skills too, but I don't know if anybody's got an arm like that.
Manny's that smooth perimeter, right? Makes everything look easy, effortless, where as a baseball player you're just in awe with a lot of the plays, how easy that he makes them look.
He used to get criticized for that, I think, a little bit. Like, is he really trying his hardest? Is he really? And I think part of it is just what you're talking about. Sometimes he's so talented, it just looks easy. He's pretty friendly too. He likes waving to folks.
Oh yeah.
You like him?
Yeah.
Two. Got him. Fastball, strike three.
That was nasty. Ugh. Not fair right there. Left on left crime. Nasty slider. You see Gary right there frame it. There was no need. It was. I just love when pitchers throw nasty pitches. They hop out of that mound like, yep, that's a good one. And he's been sharp. We talk about, you know, the MO on him, right? Is it's a little wild, a little erratic. Well, he's been pretty sharp right now. 12 pitches in.
CJ Stubbs, 97.
Talk about Manny. I mean, like the way he's progressed, the way he's matured, the way he's grown. I mean, this is not only a guy who envisioned himself as being a leader, but face of a franchise. A guy who can go out there and play the consistency every day. I mean, that, you know, you can rah all you want, but a guy that puts on his jersey every day says a lot about what type of guy this guy is, and obviously has brought a winning attitude to San Diego, and pretty much everywhere he's gone he's brought a winning attitude. So not only for him, but obviously all the great third basemen like the Nolans.
Foul ball. It's 2-1. I think it went underappreciated last year. Look, Manny Machado got a lot of MVP votes, so it's not like nobody was noticing, but Tatis not available, out. Some of the other players, these guys have a great smile. A lot of the other top line position players for San Diego underachieved, had down years last year.
Well, obviously I'm biased. He's my brother-in-law, right? But speaking fairly and knowing the game of baseball, you know, and you ask Manny, and he'll tell you, no, well, hey, I also had 26, 25 other guys to do it with, right? But that's him talking. Now, I'll talk and I'll say, hey, a lot of that was by himself.
He carried that team.
He also had a great pitching staff that you got to give credit for. You had a leader in Bob Melvin. You had a great coaching staff. I mean, it takes an absolute team. And I remember Dusty Baker saying, hey, it takes all 40 guys in the roster to get to where you want to be. But no question, Manny Machado is the guy you highlight every day to make something happen. Whether it was in the clubhouse or, you know, on a plane ride, and communication factor, or 2 o'clock meetings, things that needed to be said.
Something's going on with CJ Stubbs.
He got hit in the foot. Just barking.
Just testing to make sure everything's okay. He's already replaced his brother on this roster because of a knee injury. call. 97-mile-an-hour fastball. So Cabrera with a perfect inning. We go to the bottom of the fourth, 3-0. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of World Baseball Classic Inc. and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent. No disseminating. 3-0 Dominican Republic, bottom four. Manny Machado with a home run. And the top of the order, including Machado, lined up to hit here in this last of the fourth inning against the new pitcher, the left-hander Rob Kaminsky. 28 years old.
Yeah, 28 years old. First World Baseball Classic appearance. First rounder. 28th overall in 2013 by the Cardinals. Childhood hero growing up. It's none other than Sandy Koufax. Another prime Jewish lefty. Phenomenal.
Kaminsky to Soto, ball one. Soto 1 for 2. Another extra base hit for him this week. Big bouncer to first. Fielded there by Mervis. And then he flips to Kaminsky covering. That's out number one. Rob Kaminsky, whose childhood hero growing up. I mean, it was, you got to go back a while, but childhood hero of a lot of kids who play ball was the great Sandy Koufax.
Unbelievable. What a pitcher.
Yeah.
What a person. Obviously, knew what he stood for. His religion was very important to him. Quote unquote, he said, stood up for what he believed in. Was it him that would not pitch on Sundays?
Well,
Koufax.
Very famously, the 1965 World Series, Game 1, he was obviously going to be the guy to pitch, and it was Yom Kippur.
Right. He did not pitch.
He did not pitch. He pitched game 2, 5, and 7 of that World Series and was the MVP.
2, 5, and 7.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Koufax would pitch one more year, 1966, and maybe have his greatest year. He and the Dodgers lost in that World Series, and then he retired. He was 30 years old. Retired. Rodriguez, big chopper to short. Ty Kelly's got to hurry. Got it.
I don't know
about that one.
That's.
Yeah, I thought he was safe.
He knows it. I wish I can see the replay of him running down that line. I mean, he smelled it. We'll get to it if he's safe or out. I think he was safe. Oh yeah, he was safe.
Yeah, by plenty. That's going to be a quick one.
You talk about what makes Julio Rodriguez special. It's the smelling of a hit. And for kids watching right now, you know, it doesn't take, it's just 100%. We'll talk about the real-time running. Let's take a look at this. He smells it right there. And there he goes. His full extension. For me, what I love about him is, you know, running hard doesn't take any effort. It's just, you just got to run hard. And you do that 4 times a day, 4 at-bats. He doesn't take one play off. He's always running hard. But when he smells it, oh, he takes off. And they called him safe.
There was no doubt about that one. He's sort of the StatCast king. I mean, this is a guy who's, what, 22 years old?
Wow.
95th percentile hard hit rate, max exit velocity, and then 98th percentile sprint speed, plus 96th percentile arm strength.
That's why he signed to 17 years with the Seattle Mariners.
So now Machado against the lefty. Tough matchup here for Rob Kaminsky. attention to that 90+ percentile sprint speed over at first base. 3 hits so far in the World Baseball Classic, 2 of them home runs. And the last one here tonight was just a monstrous homer. Fastball for a strike.
Good pitch right there. Fastball down and away. And one of the things I've noticed about the other 2 powerhouses in Puerto Rico and Venezuela. Good ground ball there.
They turn 2.
Yeah. We'll get to it.
So nice pitch from Kaminsky. Retires Machado. We will, I promise. We go to the 5th, 3-0. Inning number 5 in Miami. Second to last night of Pool D. Of course, the quarterfinal games, 2 of them, and then the 2 semis and the championship game will be played in this ballpark. New pitcher for the Dominican Republic, Luis Ortiz.
Making his first career World Baseball Classic appearance. Pirates number 8 prospect. Big arm. See there, 124 innings, 138 strikeouts. Anytime you have more strikeouts than innings, that means you got something special. And I can't wait to watch this prospect, this high-end prospect, go to work.
So a huge jump in his velocity from last year, from the year before to last year, and he rocketed up the ladder in the Pirates system, got to the big leagues. Fastball, 97. Dickerson takes ball.
Signed with the Pirates for just $25,000 in October of 2018 as a 19-year-old. But it is special.
2-0.
Only knock on him sometimes is, you know, he tends to walk a few people. With a 3-0 lead, though, top of the 5th, to come after guys. I think if you're Israel, you know you're going to get some high velocity, high octane. You want to go right after you. They're going to go right after you. Got to get ready for that old number 1. And that 2-0 count right there, that's, you know, I'd rather be early and my foul ball be to the right side than be late, knowing a guy's going to throw you 100 miles an hour. That's just approach and awareness mentally.
3-1.
Like right here, 3-1, you're probably going to get another fastball. And if they throw your breaking ball, you swing over, you're still at 3-2. But this 3-1 fastball, you just can't be late on.
Dickerson couldn't connect.
A little underneath right now. Hey, it's 98. I mean, it's a white aspirant coming at you. Can't really. It is hard to do.
All the way. Right back with that high fastball.
I remember my dad when we were younger, we'd be in the playground, and you know, he would buy these black beans or brown pinto beans and just throw them at me, and I had a little, kind of like a mop, cut it down, put some tape on it as my barrel, put a little weight on it.
Flip shot out to shallow left, and Pena the shortstop.
Says, well, kid,
#1.
you're gonna start learning how to hit these beans if you're gonna hit that white ball.
Served you well, huh?
Yeah, a lot of things he did. A lot of things he did served me well.
Good little drill.
Yeah. No, he didn't have money for balls, so he went to the store, Sedano's here, very local market here in Miami. Bought himself a bag of beans and said, we're gonna go hit. And well, that's what we did.
And look at you now.
Well, here with you.
That probably wasn't maybe the end vision of your dad's dream for you. Yeah, sitting with that Fleming guy.
12 years, all right.
12 years in the big leagues, is that what you got?
Yeah, just a little short of 10 years.
Okay.
10 years. 12 professionally, 10.
1-1 to Danny Valencia.
Well, that white ball, though, and nowadays, the movement you're getting, I mean,
never been harder to hit.
Never been.
And not just velocity and spin and movement, but also the way pitchers get used, deployed.
Oh, yeah.
You face 5 guys in a game, everybody with a different style. You can have a 5 at bat night and see 4 different pitchers.
And they're all throwing 100.
Got him with the slider.
Danny Valencia's seen 100. I don't think he's seen the consistency of that fastball slider combo. Close to 90 miles an hour. And that's just not fair right there. You see that tight spin on it. And it's not just the tight slider. It's the overpowering four-seamer, the run and sink on the two-seamer. I mean, it's just special. No wonder they think so highly of him. It's a number 8 prospect, but yeah, he's a big arm. These Pirates, they got some arms.
They do. Spencer Horwitz has the only hit, the only base runner for Israel tonight. The night after they never got a base runner in 8 innings against Puerto Rico. This Israel offense has just been shut down.
Yeah. And it ran into some guys. Talk about De Leon. Well, these guys here for the Dominican.
Ooh, that was quick. Ortiz strikes out Horwitz. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Still 3-0. Puerto Rico tomorrow night right here. You and I will be here. That will be a game to remember.
Sure will be.
No matter how it plays out.
Yep.
Rafael Devers on base twice tonight, facing Kaminsky, the left-hander. Bottom 5. Israel's offense just dormant again. Devers, towering fly ball to center field. Well, lots of room out there for Jock Peterson. 1 away.
That just missed that ball. Look at him smiling. Like Kaminsky saying, "Oi, all right, I like that. You challenged me." Saying, "Wow."
So Kaminsky gets through Devers, and now a pitching change coming. Ian Kinsler trying to keep this game close. Still down just 3 runs. Back right after this. New pitcher for Israel, right-hander Kyle Molnar. Pitched 28 times in the minor leagues. Last year, he's 26 years old, Southern California native, pitched in college at UCLA.
He's excelled out of the bullpen in 2022, posting a 2.31 ERA. Guy who got drafted but didn't pitch until a year later due to undergoing Tommy John.
Come back healthy.
He's done the job.
And now he'll face Eloy Jimenez and this Dominican team. With Israel, despite the fact that they've had 1 base runner tonight, they've used their pitching and their defense, and they've had to get through some trouble spots, but they've hung around in this game.
Yeah.
And I think a point you were making last inning when the Dominican Republic was at the plate. We've seen some of the power. Soto's been great. Machado's hit the ball hard. We haven't seen an explosion yet from this Dominican offense.
Yeah, that's the one thing I would say if there's a knock, that's the knock. I mean, look at Puerto Rico and what they've been able to do, try to come back against Venezuela. Those were all big innings that they had. Obviously yesterday against Israel, big innings basically all game. It was just rally after rally after rally, and obviously Venezuela, what they've done with the rallies, but you see Eloy Jimenez once again scorching a ball.
Edlinger could not handle it over at 3rd, so Jimenez will reach base safely. We'll see how they score that one.
That's got to be a hit. 104 miles an hour exit velocity by Eloy. But yeah, I think for me, if we can take a look here on that swing, just ate him up as a rocket. If I want to see Dominican just kind of do something, it's more about having longer innings, right? Scoring 3 or 4 runs. Then I can see, like, all right, it's possible. This can happen.
So now Marte batting left-handed. Ball 1. Well, maybe this will be the moment. It is true. They have so much offensive talent on this team. Other great players, other great lineups, but I think Team USA is the only other group in this World Baseball Classic that can really compare with the on-paper offensive firepower. Venezuela's swung the bats beautifully in Puerto Rico. We've seen them explode for some big innings.
You look at the track record of the Venezuelan lineup. Oh my gosh. It's a scary movie if you're a pitcher.
But I still, even so, I don't think it has the depth of this Dominican team. But you're right. They gotta show it.
Like David Ortiz says, hey, you can have all the names in the world, but name goes out the door when they say play ball.
Jock Peterson, what a catch! Lunging forward, ball sinking. Heck of a play to take away a hit from Marte. And who knows, if the ball gets by, Marte might be running for a while.
Playing center field is not easy, but I think this is the hardest play for any center fielder. A line drive you can't read. You don't know if it's going to continue to climb or it's going to dive on you. Got to make a quick adjustment on the baseball on the fly. And that ball barely got off 15, 20 feet. You see Dickerson, Dickerson and Peterson making that play.
That was a really, really good play. Strike one to Jeremy Pena. I mean, that was a good shot we showed of not just how fast it was sinking, it was slicing.
It had everything.
That was a true do or die. And if he doesn't make contact with that, if he lunges and goes for it and doesn't slow it down,
everybody's running.
He's rolling around on the ground and the ball's rolling forever. Slowly hit ball, kind of a jam shot. Mendlinger throws him out. Nice pitching by Molnar. One hit, one left. Good defense from Jock Peterson, who's going to hit in the 6th. Dominican fans, their team leading 3-0, and now they have a new guy to cheer for. Teoscar Hernandez comes in to play right field, replacing Jimenez. Ty Kelly, bottom of the order. Israel needs some offense badly against Ortiz. Kelly jumps ahead in the count, ball 1.
You want to get anything going for Team Israel, it's got to start now, kind of turning over that lineup.
I think it's always a formula for a bigger inning. When you start at the bottom, if a guy or two can get on base and then you flip things over.
Especially with Kelly, got some speed, can make things happen. He's your guy. He's crucial, especially with no outs right now starting this inning. No more than not, you win and lose a game in the 6th and 7th inning, that bridge gap to the 7th and 8th.
To center field. 1 out. Ty Kelly retired. That means 41 of the last 42 hitters for Israel have been retired, spanning
tough
3 games.
It's been a couple tough innings.
I mean, not walked, not hit by a pitch, not getting on base.
I think it's simply gone cold. You know. And in a short late tournament like this, you just can't afford that. But you know, anything is possible. It's just a 3-0 game, top of the 6th. Turn this lineup over. Got to start.
I mean, the guy on deck, Jock Peterson, is part of that cold stretch, but even in the midst of that, Jock has hit the ball hard a bunch of times.
And even with Mendlinger, you get on base, Jock pops when it's a 3-2 ball game, and it's a game.
And he is definitely capable. It is interesting that after the first game, when Jock hit 3rd, they moved him into the leadoff spot. Nasty slider for strike 3.
Yeah, that's just nasty.
And I get it. Jock Peterson's, he's your best guy. You want to maximize the number of at-bats you have with him up there. He's had a lot of success in his career as a leadoff hitter. But to me, the one way for Israel to get offense is get as many guys on base when Jock hits.
Yeah.
Slow chopper, not this time. He'll stop and tag, you're it. Ortiz gets it. Just been that kind of couple nights for Israel. That's good multitasking. Hold the iPhone in 3 fingers, get the cowbell. Hope nobody's on the other end of the line. Now, look, Israel came in with expectations. Last World Baseball Classic, I know it was 6 years ago, different level of competition in their own pool. They won 4 games. They were the surprise team. And they came in this year with a star to kind of anchor the lineup in Jock Peterson, and they just have not been able to hit.
Hey, for what, 73? Ouch.
As a team in their 3 games so far, being shut down tonight. Candelario leads off. And you're right, it happens in this sport. Sometimes it happens, but it's happened at a very bad time for this group of hitters. The Dominican Republic team, though, tonight has not been able to run away. Feels like a much bigger deficit, but it's only 3-0. Down the left field line, fair ball. For Candelario, that is going to be extra bases. Into second, leadoff double.
2 for 2 today with a walk. That's a good piece of hitting right there. That's just trusting your hands, trusting your eyes, not trying to do too much right there. Try to come in right there. That's exactly how you hit it. Especially if you're not looking in. Just got to stay inside that baseball. Use that back elbow to stay inside the baseball. Exactly how you do it.
You know, he's been a nice addition to this roster. They have so much depth at so many positions, but when Vlad Jr. withdrew because of an injury, he was kind of their one. They were really counting on him to be the first baseman.
Yeah.
And so Candelario was a late add, an injury replacement, and yet we've seen him play every game. And he's played well.
Played well, played good defense as well.
So now Gary Sanchez. Takes one for a ball.
Gary Sanchez, a 2-time All-Star, Silver Slugger winner, 2017. His days with the Yankees.
Hit a ball that to this day I think is one of the farthest I've ever seen hit. Rossman, right-hander, Katz, left-hander.
Well, when he hit him, he hit him. There's no shortage of that.
2-1.
Good sinker right there.
Get it in, sinker.
Yeah, just get it in there. Like a moment like that, I would just green light him.
That one got a piece of it.
All right, so this is what I'm talking about here. You start comparing Venezuela, Puerto Rico, the Dominican. Can they capitalize here on this first and second no-out situation? Turning the lineup over. That's how you start a rally, by turning the lineup over. The 8-9 guys get on base, no outs. That's what Puerto Rico has been able to do. That's what Venezuela has been able to do. Dominican right now is in the middle of it. Can they finish it?
Molnar against Juan Soto. chopper right side. A little hesitation and a high throw. Israel gets nobody. Mervis could have just taken the out at first, decided to try to go to second, threw it high, and now the bases are loaded.
And here's your big inning chance, right? One we talked about. Little bobble on the Sunday hop right there. Throw just a little bit off. And give credit to Gary. He was running hard all the way through with that hard slide, feet first. And now you got the bases juiced with a guy that wants to make that mark, signature moment, and Julio Rodriguez make that happen.
Here's your chance for it right here. Just 3 for 12 so far, without a lot of power for one of the most talented players in the world. Infield comes in.
I highlighted him earlier in today's day, having a big day. Well, this is the big moment right here. I know he wants it for his country, wants it for his team.
Big bouncer with everybody in. It goes right over the infield. Candelario scores. Behind him, Sanchez, he scores. The throw to second is too late.
Or when you got speed, do it all. Try to come with that changeup. Julio got right on top of it with a high grounder. Big old bounce. Very tough. I don't think there was going to be any play at all if he would have made that catch. There was nowhere to go. Everybody was running. Everybody has speed.
Heck of a way to get a double. I feel for Molnar because he made some pretty good pitches there and didn't get much to show for it. 5-0 with still nobody out. Back right after this. Two of the pools in this World Baseball Classic are done, and we have our quarterfinal matchups on that side of the Classic already set. Cuba is going to play Australia, and then the next day Japan will play Italy, with both games being elimination games. Spot in the semifinals on the line. Pools C and D both wrap up tomorrow. So those are the pools. Now we get to look at brackets. So the quarterfinals, Australia, Pool B runner-up against the Pool A winner because of the tiebreaker, Cuba. And the winner of that will move on to the semifinals. Thursday, 6 a.m. Eastern, Japan and Italy. Japan's been totally dominant so far in the tournament. They are heavy favorites. Those quarterfinal games played at the Tokyo Dome. And then you see how it gets bracketed out. We'll be revisiting that tomorrow and beyond. Bubby Rossman in out of the bullpen for Israel.
Probably their best arm.
Yeah.
Out of that bullpen, Bubby can reach up to 100 miles an hour. That slider curve. One thing for him, though, is the walks, right? 70 innings, 42 walks. You understand the strikeout at 83. Anytime you got 83 strikeouts with 70 innings, that means you throw pretty hard, or you got some exciting secondary stuff. I think for him, it's just being able to locate.
Big, strong guy. He's battled through some injury issues in his career. Facing Manny Machado. 2 on, nobody out. 2 runs in. And a line drive base hit right center field. Machado not waiting around. Soto scores. Rodriguez scores. 7-0.
I think they've answered the bell. You wanted a rally? Well, there's your rally.
With a little help. The error has been a big part of it, but
it started with Candelario's then the walks, turning the lineup over, leading to Manny. We've seen that many times, taking that fastball the other way in RBI situations.
I think really that's the at-bat you're talking about. Like, okay, you get some breaks, you get some help, make them pay.
Yep.
Machado.
We've just seen the other teams take advantage of things like that. So, I think when I answer my call is, hey, can they do that? Can they take advantage? They hadn't done that all tournament until now.
Devers. Foul ball on a high fastball. It's 0-2.
See that dugout moving around. We see the likes of Robinson Cano and Nelson Cruz. Oh, that dugout started getting a little antsy once Manny got that base hit. Remember back in 2017, that home run from Nelson Cruz against Andrew Miller. I mean, this stadium was rocking.
Nelson Cruz, who is an active player on this roster, is also the general manager of this Dominican Republic team. There's Nelson. He's the GM. He's the #1 ambassador. He was, before the game tonight, he was taking pictures, shaking hands. Big smile on his face.
Roberto Clemente, award winner, what he does for his country, for the community, wherever he's playing at. Just more than a baseball player.
And he's hit a lot of home runs. Got him with the high fastball.
That's some cheese right there.
An out here. You're right.
Yep.
About to play his 19th big league season, and he's going to be a Machado Soto teammate in San Diego.
Oh yeah, that's going to be fun.
He took his hat off. I thought that meant maybe he was going to put a helmet on.
He's still hitting the ball a long ways, though. I mean, we talk about batting practice, and what this guy does, he puts on a show. If anybody wants to see a show, kind of make it feel like it's home run derby, Nelson Cruz is taking batting practice. It's a must-watch.
Still got some bat speed.
Oh yeah,
watch that swing. Teoscar Hernandez, his first at bat of the game. Got massive power.
Listed with the injury bug in 2022, but this is a guy who talk about the art of RBIs, and I really do think it is an art. All right, not everybody just drives in 100 year after year and think it's luck. There's art to all that. This guy, there's not a man he doesn't like in runners in scoring position.
Can be a free swinger. His career really blossomed in Toronto. Now he's going to be with the Seattle Mariners after a trade this offseason.
Signature move, the tweeners. Loves wearing those pants, kind of.
Yeah, that's definitely what they are. Held off that time. Looks like he just picked out the wrong size.
Transition of looks from the baggies to the tighter pants to the.
I try to usually stay out of the fashion critique business. It's not really my lane. Geloff catches it, 2 down.
That's a good slider right there. Kept going with it. I've been impressed though. Rossman's tough. I mean, it's sharp. It's alive. seen a lot of the other teams out of that pen throwing absolute fire. This is one of their guys for Israel that definitely throws it.
You're right. We've seen a lot of softer throwing relievers for Israel. He's in the style of most of the relief pitchers in this tournament. Now Ketel Marte, strike one, 99 miles an hour. Speaking of hard throwers, Hector Neris. Two. Marte's had good at-bats in this game.
Marte's the type of guy that you play against, you tend to wire yourself. He flicks his wrist, and next thing you know, that ball has been launched 460 feet. And he's got so much raw power and strong hands. I mean, you shake his hand, and it's like cement when you shake his hand. Guy who's really blossoming in Arizona, Diamondbacks. You know, they're going to be a lot better. A lot of people think. That's some good pitching. They got some high-end prospects. Made some big trades.
Went around. Yes, he did. On the slider in the dirt. Strike three. So Bubby Rossman comes in and gets a couple strikeouts, but a 4-run inning for the Dominican Republic. Hey, we noticed he was sort of getting ready and not to pinch hit. Nelson Cruz is going to play the field. Yeah, I could still do it. Going out to play right field. That's kind of cool. And a bunch of other changes for the Dominican Republic. Cruz in right field. Hernandez shifts over to left. Teoscar Hernandez out there. Another veteran on this team. Robinson Cano will now be the first baseman. Gene Segura takes over at third base. So Machado out, Soto out. And Candelario comes out. Hector Neris takes over on the mound, the right-hander against Zach Geloff.
Hector Neris, we know a lot of in the 2022 World Series as a member of the Astros. He pitched really well in the postseason in 8 games, a 1.50 ERA.
To short, Pena throws him out. By the way, not to interrupt you because you may have lots more good info on Hector Neris, but you know the last time Nelson Cruz played the outfield?
Tell me.
2018. Well, that's 5 years ago.
He still looks like he can do it.
Where do I go? You mean now we have coaches who tell me where to play in the outfield?
That's awesome.
A lot has changed in 5 years with the way defenses get positioned. And
him and Cano both debuted in 2005. So just think about J-Rod. I feel like J-Rod was born in 2000. 2000.
Yeah, it's a baby. Well, the starter for Israel tonight, starting pitcher Jacob Horwitz, he was born in 2003, I believe. So Jacob Steinmetz, starter for Israel. Yeah, born in July of 2003. Wow. Cano and Nelson Cruz would make their big league debuts when he was 2.
That's just great.
Last time Robinson Cano played first base in a big league game, same year, 2018.
That's one of the things that I was so fond of when I was my first year in the big leagues, just watching all these guys I grew up watching on TV. Sunday night baseball, Wednesday night baseball. Even guys I grew up here in South Florida with the Marlins. One of my, first teammates was Pudge Rodriguez, Alex Intron, Alex Cora. I mean, guys that I played in winter ball in Puerto Rico and Caguas. Those were my teammates, and I was like, man, I remember watching you when I was a kid in high school and middle school. Here we are in the same lineup and giving me advice. So that for me was like a moment, kind of like what they're having here on the same field, watching a guy like Robinson Cano, a legend, Nelson Cruz, another legend.
Full count here, 3-2 to Matt Mervis. Another game where the offense for Israel's just not been there. One runner has reached second base in the game. They have one hit. And that's a pitch. I think you could hear Mervis upset. That's right down the middle.
Yeah, he wanted that. Good hitters know when they miss him.
Struck him out with another fastball.
Location's the key right there for Neres. Tied him up completely. Got to come in right there and execute it very well. A little bit underneath. You can see the frustration.
Yeah, you can understand. To right field.
There's Nelly.
Come on, Nelson. You can still do it. You gotta play. That's fun. Been a while for Nelson Cruz. 7th inning stretch time. From Miami, all Dominican Republic in this game. And the reality for Israel is they just have not been able to get their offense going. Jock Peterson comes out of the game. And a new pitcher coming in. Alex Katz will take over on the mound. Pitch in the Atlantic League in 2022. Jacob Goldfarb is the new center fielder. He's also a catcher on this team.
We know one thing about Alex Katz. Second World Baseball Classic appearance for Team Israel. Through 3 innings or 4 appearances in that 2017 World Baseball Classic. Long Island native.
So that's a couple things we know. Into the gap, and it gets by Goldfarb. Jeremy Pena will stop at second, leadoff double.
Well, welcome to the game, Alex.
Yeah, that didn't take long.
Didn't try to throw a 2-seamer right there, hard of the plate. Mr. Pena was waiting for it, ready to ambush him. Didn't miss it. That ball was a rocket. Look at this ovation.
A guy whose big league career is likely over. Did play last year a little bit in the major leagues. Doesn't have a spot right now, but here he is on this World Baseball Classic team.
Well, remember, we can go back that 2013 World Baseball Classic team, and he was their MVP.
He was the MVP of the whole tournament.
Was playing in his last World Baseball Classic. What a hitter.
Pulls that one into center field, base hit. He can still do it. Pena will score. It's 8-0.
Do you think these fans are excited? Robbie Cano-esque right there. We've seen that for a lot of years, staying through that curveball. What a knack, what a hitter, what an art.
Well, his teammates absolutely loved it.
That's awesome.
He's 40 years old. He's at the very, very end, and yet base hit to knock in a run.
How cool is that?
The one thing too is now it's 8-0. Gary Sanchez, if he goes deep, that's a walk-off. You got the 10-run rule. We're in the 7th inning now. 2-0. Although Nelson Cruz is on deck, so I think everybody wants to see him hit.
Good call.
Nobody's rooting against Gary, but
I want to see the boomstick.
2-1. Thing that Ian Kinsler has done, the manager for Israel, they have not used a single pitcher 2 times in this tournament. They have used 17 different pitchers. So, I mean, for a country like Israel and their baseball program trying to grow it, part of it is giving everybody the experience to get in a game. Went around. And that's strike 3. So Gary Sanchez is out. And we will get to see Nelson Cruz hit.
Let's hear them. Let's hear them.
Just the crowd, his teammates, top step. Oh, why not? Try to end it, big boy.
Talk about pioneers in our game. Talk about pioneers for the Dominican Republic, their country. That's one of them right there.
He had 10 home runs last year. I know what he's trying to do right here.
He's definitely not trying to beat the shift.
No. Little liner, base hit. So Cano's got a hit. Nelson Cruz has a hit.
That's just great right there. Trying to fight that off. Him and Robbie are having a good time. Good laugh. Little slider right there, just bearing out his hands. And he's still strong enough to get those knocks. That's awesome. Gotta love it.
Those are great reactions. Now you got the winning run at first base. If Nelson Cruz makes it home, the game will be over. Julio Rodriguez.
Well, let's see Nelson run that.
Yeah. You know what else would be fun? So we get to watch Nelson Cruz hit. Be fun to watch him chug around the bases and try to score.
Yeah. But changing the subject a little bit here to Team Israel. I mean, they could be proud of a team that, you know, will be in the next World Baseball Classic. Getting finished last. I know they've gone cold here on the offensive department, but also there's a lot to look forward to in Team Israel.
Got the call. Rodriguez can't believe it. 2 down. So Alex Katz struck out Gary Sanchez. Now he strikes out Julio Rodriguez. And it's Gene Segura's turn and Manny Machado's spot in the lineup. Big night for Manny.
Gene Machine hitting Segura.
Great hitter.
Talk about
that one gets through.
Talk about the likes of if you need a base hit. You know, there's the Luis Arias. There's all these great hitters that the Altuves, but you know, you ask a baseball player about who can get you a knock in big moments. That guy right there, Gene Segura, is one of them. Little cross up right there. Hello.
Umpire will always appreciate that, even with the cross up. C.J. Stubbs managed to get the glove on the ball.
Absolutely.
But now, that hitter you're talking about, base hit to the outfield, might end the game. No stop signs here. Seen a strike.
A little something on Alex Katz, the owner of Stadium Custom Kicks. You see his kicks that he's got on right now.
You better get to know him.
Yeah, he creates a lot of kicks. Katz. There you are. Loves to design them. Designs for a bunch of the baseball players. Got the old Hirachis there. Those are sweet. Design them himself.
Segura, right center field. Could end it, and it will end it. One hop over the wall. Cano and Cruz score the winning runs.
The Plátano power is on full display.
Well, the format lets you celebrate a 10-0 walk-off.
That's great.
And there were just a lot of fun moments in that 7th inning. The veterans combining to end the game. A dominant overall performance, and not just that final inning, but the Dominican Republic pitching, hitting, doing it all.
Now 15 hits on 10 runs. 1 hit for Team Israel as we see the Gene Segura, Gene Machine hitting Segura. A gapper. Here comes Nelson Cruz wheeling around.
Like I said, there was going to be no stop sign there.
Oh, no. You know what? I think a lot of questions were answered, though, for Team Dominican Republic. And they get on board. Can they sustain a big rally? We can't wait for tomorrow night.
Yeah, and you feel for the team from Israel. It's just been a tough couple days for them. But 2 things just happened. Number 1, Venezuela is into the quarterfinals. Israel's loss clinches that. So Venezuela, the first team from Pool D, to qualify for the quarterfinals. They control their own destiny. If they beat Israel tomorrow afternoon, then they'll be the top seed, the winner of Pool D. And then the other thing that we know for sure now, both teams 2-1, Puerto Rico and this team from the Dominican Republic. Tomorrow night, the final game of the pool, and the winner will advance, the loser will be done, and we can't wait.
Oh, when you talk about all hands on deck, Game 7 feel like tomorrow night. It was something that a lot of these players have highlighted. The last game of this pool is going to determine a lot of stuff. We can't wait to watch it. We'll be here.
Amazing how it's worked out that way. That will be something else. You thought tonight was a party? Wait till you see tomorrow night. And there were some highlights for Israel. Jacob Steinmetz, 19 years old, one of the youngest pitchers in the history of the World Baseball Classic. But Manny Machado in the Dominican Republic, just too much. A dominating win. So tomorrow, our next game, Israel will face off against Venezuela at 12 Eastern. For Yonder Alonso and our crew, Dave Fleming saying good night. Thanks for watching this presentation of the World Baseball Classic.